First step, make sure you throw away your directions. No, I'm just kidding.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Dining Demos. I'm Rod.
I'm Lego, and today we're going to be reviewing and assembling the Harbor Freight motorcycle lift. All right, now what you guys been waiting for, we're going to rip this thing open.
Alright guys, so what we did was we jacked it up so we could see underneath it. Alright, so here we got the release pedal, like Lego showed you earlier. This is the pump pedal, and then what I did was I put the stop bar in on the other side. Alright, so we just pumped it up like we said earlier. Pump it up. And then if you want to put it down, just put it down and that bar will stop it. Alright guys, so you might not be able to get the wheel underneath, so you'll probably just have to jack it up a little bit.
All right, so now we're installing the wheel. You're just gonna slide it on. You're gonna take your washer, put it on there. You're gonna take your cotter pin. Do yourself a favor, put it from bottom to top, all right? Then you're gonna bend your cotter pin. So, if you're strong like me, you can bend it with your fingers. And if you really wanna get crazy, you can clip off the ends. I'm not worried about it, so I'm gonna leave them, but there you go.
Alright, so now we're gonna install the wheel stop. Alright guys, so now we're gonna put the wheel vise on. Alright, there's 3 holes, depending on what type of motorcycle you got. You all know what we drive Dynas, but we're not really sure how far forward or how far back we're gonna have to put this wheel vise. So we're just gonna put it in the middle for now, and if we gotta move it later, we'll move it, but same thing, same hardware. All right, just gonna do the bolt, the washer, and then the nut and the lock washers. All right, so we got the vise installed. As you can see, check it out. All right, we got the wheel stop installed. Now we're gonna put these little U-clamps. These are gonna go right here. All right, so you're gonna put a nut, you're gonna thread a nut up on them. All right, and then they're gonna go right here. And then we're just gonna thread a nut underneath. All right, this is just for straps. All right, if you ever need to strap your bike on the lift. All right guys, so now we're gonna put the ramp on. All right, it came with 2 washers and these 2 little clips. So you're gonna put these little pins in these holes right here. All right. And then we're just gonna put the washers underneath.
We just finished installing everything. The next thing we did was we made sure that the lift was level. So before you put your bike on the lift, you don't want the lift on the wheels. You want it on the jacks that it comes with. These little guys right here. So as you can see, there's clearance with the wheel. You don't want it sitting on the ground. The same side, or the other side is the same way. It's actually, the wheel's actually higher off the ground. But then if you look here, so if you look there, it's pretty level. I'm happy with that. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put the bike on the lift and we're gonna check it out. Before we put my bike on it, we did a quick test, make sure that it worked.
All right, guys. So we got my bike up on the lift. Couple things. I would strongly recommend doing this with 2 people. The bike's, the stand is pretty narrow, so I sat on the bike while Lego strapped me in and tightened me down with the wheel chock. One thing also, we might move this wheel chock up, because if you guys come look over here, we got it in the middle right now. All right, and you see how the wheel chock's kind of on the back of the tire, so we're probably gonna put it up here so it gets the whole tire.
Yeah, one thing, I know a couple guys said you can buy Harbor Freight's other wheel chock. I think it's like the Pittsburgh, and it's like $65, but I wanted to see if what came with the lift was good enough, so we might end up going with the other wheel chock.
Yeah, so we got all strapped in. I mean, it feels pretty sturdy right now. One other thing we're considering doing is going ahead and buying those other U-bolts, or those U-joints, whatever you call them, U-clamps, and possibly putting those in just to strap the bike down a little more. But yeah, another thing also you probably are going to want to do is like put this thing up against the wall, or put something heavy in front of it, because as I was driving on, I actually slid the stand forward, and Lego actually had to hold it with his leg while I went up there. So that's another thing to consider when you guys are driving your bike up on this Harbor Freight lift. But yeah, if you just walk around, looks pretty secure. We're using some handlebar straps, all right? Didn't go too crazy. Obviously, you could probably go to the forks also. We might have even been able to go to my crash bar, but just for testing purposes, we went up to my handlebars. We're not really super strapped down. We didn't crank on it. If you're running a stock air cleaner, watch out for that. Watch out for your paint. All right, you don't want to damage any of that stuff. All that stuff's expensive. But yeah, I mean, we're excited to get to work on this thing, and I think it'll make our videos a lot better. But yeah, I think it was worth so far. I mean, the quality looks pretty good. Worth every bit of probably $300, $310, whatever we paid for it. Just some other things we noticed too when we were putting it together. This thing does have a bunch of Zerk fittings. If you come down here, it does have a lot of Zerk fittings, so just make sure that you lube it up periodically. Give it a squirt or 2 of grease, and then I would recommend, like me and Lego did, was we put his level. We put it up here, and then we put it up here, and we just made sure that we got it as level as possible, because after we checked it the first time and we let it down a little bit, we noticed that back wheel was off a little bit, so we had to crank it up in the front, and it was still pretty level. So just make sure you get it as level as possible before you guys throw your bike up on here.
Yeah, and if you're gonna let your bike rest up there for a little while, make sure you're using that stop. All right, we got it installed. Like I said, that's just gonna prolong the life of the hydraulic pump.
All right, guys, that's gonna do it for the Harbor Freight lift assembly and review. We're gonna use this thing a few more times, and then we'll give you another review after we use it a couple times. We'll let you know what we think of it in our moto vlogs. But hope you guys enjoyed the vid. Hopefully this helps out. Hopefully this inspires you to go maybe get a lift and make some of your upcoming installs a little easier, like we plan on doing. That's the whole reason we bought it, you know, is because we got some good install videos coming up for you guys, and we want to make our lives easier. So hope you guys enjoyed. That's going to do it for us at Dyna Demos. I'm Rod.
I'm Lego, and make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you think. Thank you.